We developed our first product, the hair tonic, Richfield's hair tonic, way back in 81. सबसे easy था बोलने के लिए. It was very easy to say, use this, hair will start coming.
What do you think is the reason that so many of them are having hair loss?
So there are so many factors which cause hair loss.
Correct.
And all this combined together with erratic lifestyle, lack of proper diet, lack of proper sleep, and the male hormone level, the dihydrotestosterone, is rising abnormally.
What is your thinking about Anagrow, the product?
And I think then the clinical studies done by Richfield show that this complex really gives beneficial effects in clinical trials on the...
Are gym supplements bad for hair?
Dara Singh never took supplements, right? Yeah. Correct, my friend.
So I've got $1 million question for both of you, especially Dr. Fred. Do you think I am balding? Do you think I need Anagrow?
Prevention is better than cure, my friend.
No, please, no bol do na. Just say no. Can baldness be completely reversed? Interesting question.
I don't think so.
Hello everyone, welcome to Detox with Dr. Kapil. आज बहुत ही important day because today marks the day when Detox with Dr. Kapil truly goes international. It's a huge moment for me personally. और आज का जो topic है, this is about hair loss. बहुत सारे Indians, especially young Indians में ये problem बढ़ते ही जा रहा है. And today we've got two living legends in our studio. सबसे पहला है Dr. Apoorva Shah, who is, the name associated with trichology. His name is in the Limca Book of Records because he's the first certified trichologist in India. तो यार अभी इनसे better कौन जानेगा hair loss का journey over the last 40 years in India. And दूसरा, we've got Dr. Fred Zülli coming all the way from Switzerland. He's done some massive pioneering work in stem cell research. अब इनको कैसे incorporate करना है in hair loss? That is something which this podcast will unravel. So continue watching. It's a very interesting, very important episode. Continue watching this episode on Detox with Dr. Kapil. So hello everyone and welcome to Detox with Dr. Kapil. I'm so happy that both of you all have agreed to be a part of this. First of all, welcome Dr. Apoorva Shah sir.
Thank you.
I'm a bit intimidated actually by the fact that you are over here. You know, you are India's face of trichology, which is obviously study of hair. So sir, I just read something very interesting about you. Your name is in the Limca Book of Records. You are India's first certified trichologist. So welcome to Detox with Dr. Kapil. We're going to have a lovely conversation with you with regards to hair fall. And of course, Dr. Fred Zülli, if I'm correctly pronouncing your surname, all the way from Switzerland. India and Switzerland have got a very special bond. You know, we've got three things in common. First, there is a movie, DDLJ.
Yes.
Second is Roger Federer. Roger Federer obviously is, world famous. And third is Swiss chocolates. And I hope after this podcast, we've got a fourth connection between India and Switzerland. And that is going to be Dr. Fred. So welcome to Detox with Dr. Kapil. Apoorva sir, I'll start straight off with you and straight to the point. Hair loss in India, specifically to our country. We are seeing a lot of youngsters now. 18, 20, 25. What do you think is the reason that so many of them are having hair loss?
So Doc, first of all, let me thank you so much for inviting me over here. And it's a pleasure to share the dais with Dr. Fred, who's been a personal and a professional friend over the last 15 years. And we always call him the Dr. Fred Zülli. Correct, right, yeah. For his inventions, whatever he has brought on to this world, right, yeah, and specifically the plant stem cells, what he has done. But coming straight to the point, something which is very dear to our heart, right? It's been 40 years that we've got into the field, the science of trichology. There was no trichology in India. There was no trichologists in India.
Correct.
So way back in 1986, Sonal and myself qualified as India's first certified trichologist, and it's been a journey ever since then. बाल बच गए, बाल बच्चे कैसे हैं? कोई तुम्हारा बाल बाका नहीं कर सकता, right? Yeah.
Correct.
So the Indian context, hair is such a important part of our day-to-day conversation also.
True.
Right? It's in our psyche.
True.
Right? चांदी जैसा रूप है तेरा, सोने जैसे बाल.
Correct.
बस तू ही धनवान, बाकी सब है कंगाल.
Yeah.
So it's associated with your riches also.
True.
In our tradition, right? Yeah, somebody dies in the family, especially the father, then you tonsure the head
Sure.
and remove the hair. It's a sign of respect, right? It's a sign of respect that, I'm giving away my most precious thing in memory of your death, in memory of your life. So it's so ingrained. The hair is so ingrained, right? Yeah. And hence, if you see everywhere in the world, agar India ki baat hogi, if they talk about India, somebody will always say, "Oh, woman with such lovely, beautiful hair."
Hair,
right?
true.
It is so.
It's a sign of beauty also, long
it's
hair.
so synced. The hair with
Correct.
Indians is so synced. And then we jump to your question that then why is it that India has become the capital in the world of hair loss, right? Yeah, and more and more youngsters are losing hair.
True.
So there are many reasons for hair loss, right? Yeah. First of all, I must tell you that there is no such thing as 10, 20, 30, 40, 80, 100 hair loss in a day normal. Somebody may be losing 10 hair in a day also,
Okay.
could be abnormal, and somebody could be losing 100 hair in a day, could be normal. So when you go to a trichologist, just like you are a lung specialist, somebody
Correct.
will come, you'll give you say, let's do the X-ray of the lungs.
Correct.
Let's do the CT scan, let us do whatever you have to do.
True.
Same way we do the whole scanning of the scalp and the hair. And we do a test called the trichoanalysis,
Okay.
where there is an anagen-telogen ratio, the ratio of growth to the ratio of fall. So our life cycle, right, in our lifetime has 25 life cycles of hair. Each life cycle is 3 years and 4 months. So 3 साल तक बाल grow होते हैं anagen.
Correct.
3 weeks it rests catagen, and then 3 months it falls telogen.
Okay.
So ये anagen-telogen ratio normal होना चाहिए.
Got
So
it.
we take your hair for testing, and after we do the test, we come to the anagen-telogen ratio, and that's when we determine कि बाल गिरते हैं या नहीं गिरते.
Okay.
Now anyway, once you are classified as गिरते हैं, तो क्या कारण है? Why so many Indians at a younger age are losing more hair?
Okay.
When I started my practice way back in 1986, the normal hair thinning, baldness would be between the age of typically 45 to 55.
Correct.
Over the period of years, 45 has become 35, 35 has become 25,
True.
and today it is almost at 15.
Yes.
Fashion and stress have become the modern day disorders, right? Yeah, and we are going berserk. Stress, all of us have stress, but I think the resilience level, the samta of managing stress, the capacity to manage stress, I think is becoming less and less. And there are so many distractions, right? I mean, stress is just not mental, right? Or not some problem in life. But even let's say, today's youngsters, as I see in my clinic, with sleeping time, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, right?
1 o'clock is still good. I know people who are sleeping at 4 a.m. and all.
So I'm just saying, right? So this all changes the life cycle, the food habits going for a toss. Nobody seems to drink enough water, right? A glass of water every hour is the best mantra which you can have for great hair.
Correct.
Right? तो अभी पानी किसी को पीना ही नहीं है. So many reasons. Hormonal imbalance because of stress, stress by itself, environmental factor. Look at the pollution which we are living in. So there are so many factors which cause hair loss.
Correct.
And all this combined together with erratic lifestyle, lack of proper diet, lack of proper sleep, and the male hormone level, the dihydrotestosterone, is rising abnormally.
Correct.
And that is the hormone which causes thinning of hair in a woman and balding in men. So, it all boils down to the way we are living and modern times, which is responsible for more and more youngsters getting bald.
So I completely, first of all, I agree with the fact that you said that, you've got people who are, let's say, 15 and 18 who are coming to you. So we are seeing in medicine generally so many diseases are getting younger. You see diabetes getting younger, we see cancers getting younger, we see hypertension getting younger. But I never imagined that, we need to look so much into depth into hair loss. Like you said, even hair loss and hair thinning is now slowly getting younger. Unfortunately, stressful lifestyle is one of the causes which you've said. I don't know how to get out of it, because
And
stress is
Doc,
like the common factor even for hypertension, diabetes and everything. I don't know how to get away from it.
So, Doc, right? There is a symptom called the body dysmorphic disorder,
Okay.
where a person who starts losing hair starts losing his confidence.
Correct.
Right, yeah. And then it can go so worse that there is a disorder which happens which is called trichotillomania, where the person starts pulling one's own hair. And if not corrected even at this stage, then what they do is they start smelling and slowly start eating it. It's called trichophagia.
Okay.
And the only way if you eat hair to remove it is by a surgery.
Surgery.
Because it doesn't go. So hair is not easy as it seems, right? Yeah. But it's not as difficult also as it seems, but it's also not as easy as it seems.
Correct.
And when I say easy and difficult is, because what happens is, Doc, people say, okay, you're losing hair, try this. Somebody will say elephants, teeth, somebody will say snake oil, somebody will say stand on your head, right? Yeah, there's so many things which happen.
True.
And every day new products come in the market claiming this is happening, that is happening.
Correct.
Now, if, right, yeah, that is true, then there will be no bald person on this earth.
I agree.
Am I right, my friend? So
Everyone
everything
will
is scientific,
Correct.
right? Yeah, everything has to be done in the right manner and in the correct manner. It's otherwise very easy. Oh, you use 81. We developed our first product, the hair tonic, Richfield's hair tonic, way back in 81. सबसे easy था बोलने के लिए. It was very easy to say, use this, hair will start coming.
Correct.
Right? Just imagine. And I must tell you this, and there's a true incidence. If you look up the past, there was this gentleman from Kerala who said, this oil grows hair. Okay? Yeah. And if you look up all the all the magazines of our times, right, at 80s, late 80s and early 90s, you will see this hair oil, wonder hair oil from Kerala. And then there would be queues, serpentine queues. And he'll say, I'll give you only one bottle, $500. And then a multinational company took over that complete brand, started marketing it in India in a big way, made tons and billions of money. Where is the product today?
I haven't even heard of it.
I'm just saying, right?
Completely gone.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So, you see,
Yeah.
it's very easy to say something will start growing hair. There needs to be a scientific validation. There needs to be a confirmation of that scientific validation thoroughly. There needs to be a product based on science.
Correct.
And the best combination is science with nature. And that's where I think, because Mother Earth has given us everything. The question is, how do you tap it? So when in 2012, right, when almost 30 years into the practice, and we were looking, is there something dramatic which has come for hair growth, right? And hair growth is not only growing new hair, it's increasing the volume and density of your existing hair.
Correct.
See, when you start thinning, the diameter of the hair starts reducing.
True.
Right, yeah. So can something be done to reverse that? It's called the reversing of the deminiaturization of hair. So we were looking at something like this, and that's when our eyes fell on a research which Fred was doing, right, yeah, which was the plant stem cells and the apple. So you say what the falling apple was to Newton and Galileo
I know.
and all those things. I thought this apple was something great for hair, right? Yeah, the Utwiller apple, as it is called in Switzerland.
Correct.
And I was wondering what this Utwiller apple is, which can cause so much of fantastic things for the hair. Mind you, Fred was doing this research and he had already come out with his apple stem cells, but specifically it was being gobbled up by the skin industry. And the product was being used for anti-aging and renaissance of the skin. And that's when as I said, we anyhow were able to get in touch with the Dr. Fred Zülli.
The Dr.
Got
Fred
in,
Zülli,
got
that's
in
what,
touch with
yes.
him and got in touch, said, listen, if Fred, this can work for skin, this will work for hair, right? Yeah. And we had this, he says, I don't have the time, nor do it's terribly expensive, all these tests and validation of tests and because it has to be done vivo and vitro both, right? So I said, we have 90 clinics, doc, we'll take it forward. Let's do this. And I was convinced on this, nature and science coming together. But we were very clear from day one with Fred and for ourselves that the claim will only come if we see the results.
True.
There has to be a validation of whatever you do.
Correct.
And if you see, for so many years, we won the most trusted hair care brand in India, the Frost and Sullivan Award. So we were very mindful of this fact. And we got in Anagrow, we did the test at our clinics. More than 15 lakh patients have benefited from Anagrow. And now is the time, right, yeah, when Anagrow has to go to the whole world. Right? It was not, we didn't want to center it around only our clinics.
Correct.
Post-COVID, obviously, the thinking process has changed.
Yep.
Everything has changed.
Yep.
And we are all set now to launch Anagrow with this unique combination of PCT Rejuvemex into the whole world. And Fred, I'm delighted to have him here in India once again. And he's a man who is always on the move, always, doing something new. So, after the apple stem cells, he did the argan stem cells. Argan, as you know, is the oldest living tree on earth. So, argan stem cells. और फिर हमारा मटर जो हम खाते हैं, peas,
एकदम मटर.
pea sprout stem cells, right? Yeah, which is the highest source of proteins in the world. Wow. So amazing, one after another.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, and it's been a fascinating journey with him.
It's wonderful to hear so much. I love the fact that you mentioned nature plus science. You believe that there should be science-backed methodology for all of this. And Dr. Fred, thank you so much actually for removing time and coming over here. He mentioned one thing, that you're always on the move. So, really thank you that you've taken time out for this. Now, he mentioned certain things, okay? He mentioned about stem cells and pea sprouts and apples and all of that, okay? I'm going to take you right back to the beginning. Now, you're a pioneer in stem cell research, and there are so many people who are benefiting because of this. But I want you to go back in time and tell me what exactly got you interested in stem cell research.
Yes, so actually, as Dr. Apoorva Shah mentioned, we've been mainly focusing on skincare. And there we look for longevity as a big topic.
Correct.
And based on longevity, you get to the hallmarks of aging, which are 12 mechanisms why you age. And these are unique fundamental mechanisms why we have aging in our whole body.
Okay.
And one thing is that you get an exhaustion of stem cell vitality. And we have stem cells everywhere in our body, in our brain, in our blood, in our bones.
Correct.
And also in the hair follicle.
Wow. Okay.
And as we said before, the loss of hair, or let's say thinning of hair, is a multifactorial process. And it's individual, so not each person loses hair for the same reason. And I think a lot of research has been done on this so-called androgenic alopecia, which is the hair loss mainly in men, which is based on the hormone activity, that the hair follicle gets sensitive to a hormone, the dihydrotestosterone,
DHT.
which can be converted by an enzyme from testosterone, and therefore a lot of research is going in this direction. This is already old. I think the goals have been achieved.
Okay.
And we looked into two new things. One is the shift from the hair follicle from the telogen phase back to the anagen phase, which is from the resting phase to the growing phase. This is one concept.
Okay.
And the new one was the stem cells.
Yes.
So, and the stem cells, you have the so-called hair bulge stem cells, you have the dermal papilla hair stem cells, and they contribute to the vitality of the hair follicle.
Wow. Okay.
And then based on this environmental impact like stress, psychological stress, physical stress, pollution, you get so-called reactive oxygen species
Okay.
into the hair follicle.
Correct.
And they will damage these important cells, the stem cells.
Okay.
And if you can counteract these reactive oxygen species, that would be one thing to fight hair loss or thinning of hair. And then specifically, if you can revitalize these hair stem cells. And of course, we are focusing on cosmetics. We cannot make transplantation of stem cells into the hair follicle.
Correct.
But what we can do is we can use plant stem cell extracts to give it as an active ingredient into these hair treatments.
Okay.
And
Wow.
yeah, I think we can say that Mibel Biochemistry, our company, is the pioneer in plant stem cell research. And we could show that if you make an extract of these plant stem cells and you give this nutritional cocktail to human stem cells, that they proliferate faster, they are revitalized. And
Wow.
this is a very, let's say, functional but cosmetic concept to fight hair loss and aging of the skin.
Wow.
So it's quite basic, but it works, and it's based on plant stem cells. So you have the inspired by nature, realized by science as a concept.
That's what you mentioned, nature plus
Yeah,
science,
yes.
right? I mean, you keep learning new things every day. I mean, for example, really, honestly, our population, if you talk about stem cells, it's only twice that they've probably heard. One is at birth when they collect the blood and all this. Second, probably some bone issues or, bone marrows. Yeah, that is where people have actually heard of stem cells and its use in medicine. But I am surprised. I never knew about all of this context. So I'm learning new things from you. Now, just to go back to what you said, the revitalizing, okay, how you incorporate nature, right? What all aspects of the natural stuff? He mentioned a few. He mentioned pea sprouts. He mentioned apple. What are all these components which you use to get the extracts from?
I mean, the first question is probably how can we get plant stem cells?
Yes.
So this is a procedure where you can take any type of material from a plant. It could be a fruit, like an apple.
Okay.
You can take a leaf or maybe a flower.
Okay.
Then you make it sterile, and then you can cut it And then when the plant is cut, it contains a wound.
Okay.
Then the plant will try to repair this wound. And it will form a so-called wound healing tissue, which is called callus tissue.
Okay.
So then you get this wound healing tissue, and out of this wound healing tissue, you can isolate the plant stem cells.
Wow. Okay.
And I think this is unique in plants. They can go forward and backwards. In humans, we can only go from
Forward.
stem cells to differentiated cells, right? But we cannot go back.
Yeah, we would kill to reverse age,
Yes,
but we can't,
that would be nice.
unfortunately.
That would be nice.
I know.
In plants, you can do that. And
Yeah.
so these plant stem cells are actually de-differentiated cells, meaning a flower cell, a leaf cell, an apple fruit cell goes
Okay.
back to a totipotent
Okay.
stem cell. Then we can multiply these cells in bioreactors, so
Wow.
we can grow them.
Okay.
And they grow, let's say, comparably to human stem cells quite fast. Comparably. They still take about 3 days to double.
Okay.
So that's still... And then we can make an extract out of
Okay.
these plant stem cells, which we cultured.
Okay.
And then we can see that these plant stem cell extracts will give beneficial effects on human stem cells. And for that, we did a so-called assay. It's a colony-forming assay. So where we can take human, so for example, skin stem cells, we put it on a plate, and each healthy human skin stem cell can form a colony. And then we can do that with the extract of the plant stem cell, like the apple. And then we see we get much more.
Got it. Got it. So that's how the process
That's the
is.
proof in vitro.
Okay. So, but then, see, now you are the head of Mibble biochemistry. You're the pioneer in stem cell. You've spoken so passionately about plant extracts. But suppose I wanted to ask you, out of all the plants or the flowers or whatever that you have used to cultivate the stem cells, which do you think will be the best for admixing, for human stem cells?
Yeah, I think they all will have one thing in common, and this is they are nutritional sources for human stem cells.
Okay.
But then, depending on from which source you get these stem cells, from an apple, from argon, from pea, whatever,
Okay.
they will have a slightly different activity.
Got it.
And we have, for example, studied a very special apple, which was mentioned by
By
Dr.
Sir,
Apoorva
yes.
Shah. It's called the Utwiler Spätlauber apple. It's a name. And this is actually an almost extinct species from Switzerland. This was grown 300 years ago, 300 years ago.
Okay.
Because this apple had a very good storability, meaning you can pluck the
Got it.
apple in
Yep.
autumn, you bring it in your house, and it remains fresh till next summer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this was
This must be the only apple in the world, I think.
Yeah.
That's so unique about it.
And this was very important, this apple 300 years ago, because in Switzerland it's a cold country, there's snow in winter, you cannot
Correct.
plant anything. So
Correct.
what you harvest in summer must be kept fresh till
True.
the next summer, right?
True. Got
To
it.
get you over the winter.
Understood.
And therefore, this was a common apple in our country 300 years ago. But now, today, we can import bananas, mangoes from India, so it's no longer an issue.
India is always
And
there.
then,
True.
and then this apple disappeared.
Correct.
There's only a few trees left. And this apple, by remaining so long fresh, that's kind of an anti-aging
Got it.
concept. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, that's probably a special apple. Let's try this apple. And this is why we first started with this apple to isolate the stem cells out of this apple.
Wow.
So
And the
Doc,
second thing is, of course, there's only a few trees left, so you cannot use apple juice
Yeah.
because there's not enough trees.
Yeah. Only half of the people will benefit
Yeah, only half
from
of it.
balding. Yeah.
And we cannot serve India for
Correct.
sure. So by taking the cells and multiplying them in bioreactors, we get
Okay.
unlimited access to this apple.
okay.
So it's a very sustainable way also
it.
to get to this biomass.
Got it. Okay.
So
You were
answer
saying
your
something.
question, Doc, that as I've seen the progress over the last so many years, 15 years to be precise, it's the Utwiler apple stem cells, right, which is something which is so unique.
Okay.
And then the argan, which is the oldest living tree on earth.
Okay.
And then the pea sprout, which gives you the highest, source of protein. So I think all these three, right, are something fabulous, right? Yeah, which is giving fabulous results for hair.
Wow.
And I saw it across my clinics, more than 15 lakh patients. And that's something very amazing.
I'm really surprised, I mean, the kind of apple which you mentioned, I mean, I've never heard of it, and it's got a unique property, but pea is something which is left, right and center available in India, right? But I'll just once again come back to you, Dr. Fred. Now, sir mentioned about Anagro. He mentioned that it is a lovely product, it's being used. What is your thinking about Anagro, the product?
Yes, so we have developed a special complex for this finished product line, which is called Phytoceltec Rejuamax.
Okay.
Phytoceltec is our brand for making the plant stem cells.
Got it.
And Rejuamax is a unique complex which we made for Richfield. And it's based on this apple stem cell, it's based on the argon stem cells,
Okay.
and it's based on a beta-1316 beta-glucan, which is an immune booster coming out of the cell wall of yeast.
Okay.
And I think this is maybe an additional kind of angle on this anti-hair loss concept or hair growth concept, that you have to kind of balance the immune system in your skin, because the skin, that meaning also scalp, has its own immune system based on different cells. And this is easily unbalanced by pollution, by stress, whatever.
True.
And this is also a unique property to this complex.
Okay.
And I think then the clinical studies done by
Okay.
Richfield show that this complex really gives beneficial effects in clinical trials on the...
Got it.
Yeah.
So, we'll show our, your viewers and everybody the whole chart, which is the clinical validation,
Okay.
the claim validation, right? We can say with surety that, it improves the anagen-telogen ratio by 68%.
Wow.
The strength in 12 weeks.
Okay.
In 12 weeks.
Okay.
Right, yeah. The strength of the hair by 50%, the thickness of the hair by more than 12%.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
So these are all validated, not just in vivo and vitro both.
Okay.
It's validated both the ways. It's just not people perception, but it is all standardized dermatological
Got it.
results.
Got it.
So it's something very unique, right? Yeah, and that's how it should be any product. It's not about Richfield. It should be about any product down the
True.
line. Yeah, and the end idea should be to give benefit to the consumer.
Understood. So this is validated, backed by science, nature plus science concept, lovely philosophy. But see, I'll tell you one thing. If you could tell me clinically, because there are a lot of people who might probably not be doctors or looking at this or unfortunately suffering from alopecia and who want to know about this product, what will be the frequency of usage which you would prescribe? Or do you think it is a very individualistic approach?
No, so there are two things, right? Where people who used to come to the clinics, right? Over a period of time, 90 clinics. So there's an Anagro treatment. That's a treatment which is designed.
Correct.
Which is the Anagro treatment, the liquid,
Got it.
the serum type of a thing which has to be applied. And there's a treatment using the Anagro machine.
There's a machine.
Also,
okay.
yeah, right. So once we developed the Anagro with Mibel, right, yeah, in Switzerland, right, the plant stem cells, we went to Italy, and we had Dr. Ferrari, the biotech Italian company, where we developed a special machine for transdermal penetration,
Okay.
right, yeah, without invasive measures.
Got it.
Right, so that it goes deeper into it and it becomes a better result-oriented things. But then we realize that at the end of the day, हर बंदा clinic में नहीं आ सकता. Everybody cannot go to the clinic.
True.
Right? Yeah, they have their limitations.
सही
So
बात
can we make it cheaper? Can we make it better in terms of availability to all the patients? And that's how Anagro is now coming out, for everybody in the market in a proper serum form, external application, and to be applied thrice a week.
Got
it. A minimum twice a week over a period of a year. I always tell patients to get the best results, but you will start seeing the results in 12 weeks time.
Got it.
Right, yeah, and then take it up from there.
So I've got $1 million question for both of you, especially Dr. Fred. Do you think I am balding? Do you think I need Anagro?
Prevention is better than cure, my friend.
नहीं, please, no बोल दो ना.
नहीं.
Just say no.
कैसे जाने दूंगा आपको, है ना? ठीक है. So prevention is better than cure.
True.
You have lovely hair, doc. Right,
Okay.
yeah. But as I said, but why not, have the great hair throughout your life?
Correct.
Right, yeah.
That's
So
true.
it is also a preventive, it's also curative.
Got it.
Because it provides nutrition, my friend, as Dr. Fred said.
Yeah.
It's basically providing nutrition to your stem cells, right? Yeah. Right, yeah. So it
It's
can be
better.
done, but don't take it as a treatment. You just do it as a preventive, let's say once a week.
Got it.
You should do it.
Got it. Okay. See, now I'll come back to this interesting question, but this is more about logistics. Sir, of course, is from Switzerland. He's got this concept. You said about nature plus science. He proved it. And you said that his study has been validated and you all see results. This is clinically validated and that's why it is in use. But see, India always is a very different country for the sheer magnitude of our population. I mean, probably, Switzerland versus India, understand the difference.
Yes.
So when he's got a science, how does this become accessible to, let's say, our population and to our people?
So, Doc, we have a complete backward integration, right? So we have our own unit factory.
Okay.
So this is not manufactured outside.
Okay.
Right? So the active ingredient comes from Switzerland, from Basel, from Aarau, wherever Bibel is situated in Switzerland. It comes to our factory in Himachal Pradesh, up in the Himalayas, right? Yeah. And then there is a complete backward integration. It is manufactured over here at our factory. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a complete backward integration, and the active raw materials are imported from Switzerland.
Got it.
And today we have got the lovely EU deal, right? The mother of all deals.
Just today.
So, right? Yeah. So hopefully the duties will become even less, right?
I know. There was an entire Republic Day, in which people from EU had obviously come as chief guest and also it's a lovely thing, So good trade between our countries should obviously improve.
Yes.
And there should be more anagro like you.
And more
definitely
chocolates
know.
from Switzerland.
More chocolates. Roger Federer should come over here. Dr. Fred should get a citizenship over here. So many things to look forward to. Okay. One probably statement from each of you which you want viewers to probably understand about alopecia or about stem cell or about hair growth. One statement.
So I would say emphatically, right? Yeah, that in 40 years of my practice, right? Yeah, it's making a statement, which is that everything has to be based on science, right? Yeah, it cannot be hearsay, right? Yeah, and something which works uniformly for everybody is something which is tried and tested, right? Yeah. अगर 2 पे बाल आ गया 2 लाख में से और फिर हम बोलेंगे बाल उग रहा है,
Correct.
doesn't happen.
Correct.
And generally, my friend, right? Yeah. इट्स इम्पॉर्टेंट कि बाल का ग्रोथ होना ये सही तरह से समझना,
करेक्ट,
राइट? बिकॉज अदरवाइज तो गंजे पे बाल होना चालू हो जाएंगे दोस्त, राइट? ठीक है. और यही उम्मीदों पे प्रोडक्ट्स आते हैं, यही उम्मीदों में दुनिया चलती है,
करेक्ट,
ठीक है. बट क्या कर सकता है प्रोडक्ट जो है वॉल्यूम, डेंसिटी, स्ट्रेंथ दे सकता है आपके बालों को, प्रिवेंशन बेटर देन क्योर, ये सब समझेंगे ना तो आप कभी भी फील चीटेड नहीं होंगे, राइट? एंड जो प्रिंसिपल सत्यमेव जयते पे हमेशा रिच फील रहा है, राइट, हम उस पर बरकरार रहना चाहते हैं. हाउएवर टेम्पटिंग इट माइट बी टू से कि ऐसा हो जाएगा, ऐसा हो जाएगा, बट द राइट प्रोडक्ट गिवन इन द राइट मेथड इट विल वर्क वंडर्स फॉर एवरीबडी. एंड हम हमेशा बोलते हैं जो दिखता है वही बिकता है, right? So hair and skin are the two most visible parts of a human anatomy.
Correct.
And grow a long way in developing a person's self-image, prestige and confidence. So we at Richfield would love to give back the confidence back to every human being in India and abroad and all over the world.
Dr. Fred, any statement which you would like to make?
Yeah, I think I maybe want to come back to this longevity research, which is now really delivering a huge amount of new data based on all the companies involving in that.
Okay.
And of course, the idea is to not only to extend lifespan, but also extend health span. And I think this is the same thing we can apply for the hair. Hair follicle. We want to extend the lifespan of the hair follicle and also the health span. And I think I'm sure we can generate new data out of this research, which will give benefits for anti-hair loss and healthy hair. I think this is
further
probably
data is
something
also obviously important.
It's an ongoing process in life, right? Yeah, that's any science is always ongoing, right?
True.
It's never stationary.
And it should evolve, and we should learn more from data and data collection.
But look at where we are, Doc, today, right? That from an apple, right? Yeah, right. We are getting into. So Mother Nature has so much things to offer.
True. Nature's provided everything actually
and
for
we
all
all
of
come
us.
back to India and the birth of Ayurveda and
Correct.
I mean we've got so much, right? So much in life, right? Yeah. To give.
True. Okay. So let's have a very interesting session, something like not exactly a rapid fire, but I'm going to ask short questions to both of you, but it's going to be like an Indian context. So sir, you would like to take the lead, but I'll also involve Dr. Fred in between. Sure. Okay. So first is, I love this question. Okay. You mentioned about Ayurveda. So you've got a lot of hair oiling and Ayurvedic hair oiling in our country. Do you think it's really beneficial for hair?
It's unique to the Indian subcontinent.
True.
Right? Hair oil.
True.
But I must tell you emphatically,
correct,
hair oil is the only hair and scalp conditioner in the world.
Really?
Right, yeah. in the true sense.
Okay.
The scalp has to be healthy for the hair follicles to survive.
Got it.
The soil has to be fertile for the plant to grow.
Grow.
So that's what hair oil does. It will not start growing your hair, right? Yeah, but it will definitely create a fertile ground
Okay.
for the hairs to flourish.
I don't think so. Hair oiling is a part of the Swiss, nothing in Europe. Okay, good. What about hard water? Certain Indian states and cities have got hard water.
Yeah,
A lot of people who go over there say that, okay, suddenly I'm getting hair loss, you know.
Yeah, it's even in the Gulf.
Yeah.
Right. So hard water causes calcium, magnesium deposition on the hair. High chlorine content, the hard water, and hair becomes heavy, right?
Got
and then it falls.
Got
so
it.
yes, hard water definitely is a problem which we need to look into as far as hair loss is concerned.
Okay, got it. Gym supplements, it's a huge thing because sometimes it's got a lot to do with DHT and also, you did mention the role of DHT, but are gym supplements bad for hair?
Dara Singh never took supplements, right? Yeah. Correct, my friend. This is I always feel. So basically, again I repeat, Mother Nature has given so much of food that if you do it the right way, you don't need to load your kidney.
Correct. That's
I
true.
hope I give the answer right.
True. Now, sir, we are in a country in which almost 25 to 30% of our population are hardcore pure vegetarians. I don't know how things are in Switzerland. I don't think so. It's the same concept, right?
Vegans are
That's
increasing.
vegans, yeah. But is vegetarian diet very harmful for the hair?
Vegetarian diet very harmful for the hair.
Yeah, that's the question.
Palak, paneer, milk, and almonds are foods for the. We say they are foods from heaven for hair.
अच्छा, पालक पनीर,
milk and almonds.
Wow.
अब क्या चाहिए आपको
और क्या चाहिए? And what about all these sulfate-based shampoos and all? They are necessary. They're very harmful, causing alopecia.
See, again, Doc, right? We'll not get into any controversial statements, but I just want to tell all my people here who are listening to this podcast that the job of a shampoo is to cleanse your hair.
Correct.
फिर आपका ये ब्यूटीफुल बनाता है, कोई बोलता है बाल का ग्रोथ होता है, कोई बोलता है बाल स्ट्रांग होते हैं. But the first basic job is to cleanse your hair.
Correct.
So any good washing medium, like in our olden times, it was amla, arita, shikakai powder mixed together.
Correct.
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 Yeah,
Correct.
Right. So anything which is a good cleansing medium, which will remove the dust and grime from your scalp, right? Even more so in a country like India.
Correct.
Right, yeah. That is the medium to be used for hair.
Okay. My last question, which is a very interesting question, which has come up. Can baldness be completely reversed? Interesting question.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It will differ from person to person.
Okay.
The probability will increase with the product being better and better. But if somebody has some inherent problem, right, yeah, which cannot be changed, right, yeah, then how can you reverse balding?
Got it.
You can't.
Got it. Okay. So thank you so much, both of you, for removing time out. I mentioned this in the start, but I mention it once again, I loved the conversation which we had, especially some aspects of it in which you mentioned nature plus science, how there is a technology which has been, done by you, research done by you all the way using Mother Nature, a study which has been validated, which is helpful to patients all across the world suffering, unfortunately, from alopecia and from baldness. And of course, studies will continue, data will continue, and let's see how this will also impact our practice in future.
And I hope Fred keeps on coming up with magnificent new products. for as I said, he used the word cosmetics.
Correct.
Correct, right, in that sense.
Correct.
But this is all going to serve mankind, because as I said, the confidence is the most important thing in a human being.
True.
Right, yeah.
True. Indeed, Dr. Fred. Lovely to see global research become accessible in India. Thank you so much, both of you all. Thank you for being a part of Detox. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you.
वो थैंक यू यार. मैं अभी भी थोड़ा सा उदास हूँ बिकॉज इन्होंने मुझे बोला कि यार आई ऑल्सो नीड अ बिट ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट. पता नहीं यार, बट एनी वे आई ट्राई डूइंग अ गुगली, लेकिन इन्होंने तो यार डाउन द ट्रैक आके मुझे 6 मार दिया. बट एनी वेज आई थिंक इट वॉज एक्सीलेंट to listen to the hair loss journey by Dr. Apoorva Shah in India. What are the reasons? And मेरे सारे पॉडकास्ट में एक रीज़न कॉमन आता है, वो है स्ट्रेस. आई डोंट नो हाउ टू डी स्ट्रेस आवरसेल्व्स. यार आप लोग सब लोग को एक डिटॉक्स लगेगा और वही है डिटॉक्स विद डॉक्टर कपिल. ठीक है? And obviously it's so interesting. I mean, the kind of brains which we have in this world, it was truly heartening to listen to Dr. Fred and his journey. I mean, how he took those plant-based extracts, stem cell research work, and how there is a combination of nature plus science, and how this has been validated in our population through studies so that everyone gets the maximum benefit. Truly, it was a blessing for me. I learned so much, and I hope that even you guys have learned so much about hair loss. So it's not just one lotion, there is a whole lot of science behind hair loss, and I hope you guys really reach through 2 experts जो आप लोग को हेल्प करेंगे लिटरली हेयर लॉस के जड़ पे पहुंचने के लिए. Thank you so much for sending all your love, all your likes, all your follows. लेकिन प्लीज़ यार अभी भी थोड़ी कम पड़ रहा है, थोड़ा सा और थोड़ा आपका प्यार भेजिए और थोड़ा फॉलो कीजिए, शेयर करो और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. कीप वॉचिंग Detox with Dr. Kapil.